Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Jungle Cup and we're running a different team. Today we're going to be trying out the Shadow Steelix with the Vigoroth and the Altaria in the bag. So definitely don't want this Abomasnow on our Altaria, so we're going to stay in, chip away at this Abomasnow here. It is Shadow, so it's going to be taking significantly more damage after getting the debuff. Our opponent here does go for the Weather Ball. 2 Weather Balls here doesn't quite KO, but maybe an Energy Ball does. So we're going to shield here just to win the lead, and let's see what they have in the back. So we do get the Abomasnow out of the way. We see that there is a Quagsire, so we switch out into the Vigoroth. We kind of have 2 counters to this Quagsire with the Vigoroth and Altaria. So we're just going to chip away and see what happens. They ended up throwing a move. Aqua Tail is revealed. So potential Aqua Tail and maybe Stone Edge. They try to catch a move, but I think they stored a move. To be more exact, we're going to go into a Body Slam, into another Body Slam. So this Vigoroth is trying to spam his way through this Lantern. He's just going to have to tank a move here. Ends up being a Surf. It does take out the Vigoroth, which is pretty good because we don't want them to get the extra farm. We go into our Steelix immediately, throwing the Crunch so that is in low red position. And now we have the Quagsire versus the Altaria. We know we can tank 1 Stone Edge if it is running the Stone Edge. There it is right there. But the second one will hurt. So we're just going to shield here, even if this is a bait. And we should be able to farm down from this range for the KO. So that is GG's. Our opponent ends up having 2 shields on the board, unfortunately. So nice play by us. And let's see if we can continue this. So we do have the classic Steel paired with the Dragon type. And Vigoroth kind of a safe swap. And we'll see what happens here. Salazzle versus the Steelix. Very interesting. Salazzle doing tremendous fast move damage. However, it is going to struggle throwing its charge moves on us. We do get a shield from our opponent. They switch out into the Chestnut. But this Chestnut is running a spicy rock fast move. So we don't have to switch out right now. We're going to debuff this Chestnut right now. We're looking to shield this move because Frenzy Plant or Superpower will be able to take out this Steelix from this range. And now we're just going to go for another Psychic Fang here to take out this Chestnut or get this last shield. And because we did win the switch, whatever they come back in with will be locked in for a little bit. We're going to switch right back into the Altaria versus their Salazzle. Their Salazzle here is not going to be able to get to enough moves to take out this Altaria. 1 Poison Fang goes through, another Poison Fang comes through, and we are going to be able to resist these Incinerates. And now we have the Venusaur in the bag. So Venusaur is going to struggle. We're definitely going to get a shield right here. Even though we are double debuffed right here, these Vine Whips and a potential move right here is just not enough against this Altaria being double resisting all of these grass types. And just like that, we are back to another Sky Tech, and boom goes the Venusaur. So GG's to our opponent right there. Running some Spice. I understand the team. Got the Salazzle protecting against the 2 grass types. So makes sense. But unfortunately, we were able to figure that one out. So here we go. Steelix versus the Wigglytuff. This is actually kind of a iffy matchup considering we are a Steel type, but we are not doing super effective fast moves. All of our damage is going to be incoming from the charge moves. The only thing that we can really throw are the Psychic Fangs. They go for the Icy Wind debuff. So now our attacks are going to do even less damage. However, we are going to fight back with our own Psychic Fang. They switch out into Credilli, and we have the Vigoroth for this Credilli. 2 shield versus 2 shields. Let's see how this works out. They go for the Rock Slide right here, and we're just going to go for this Rock Slide of our own so that we can chip away at this Credilli. Credilli is kind of an interesting Pokemon as it is grass and rock typing. We shield right there just to maintain the health a little bit. We're looking for the farm down. We get a huge farm down right there. Good energy to take into the back line. One Body Slam goes through. Doesn't quite KO the Wigglytuff, but we do farm it down. Now we're going to have our Body Slam going against this Lantern. We're trying to get to another Body Slam, and yes, we get to it. So at least we're going to be able to get some big damage or get this second shield. And then we're going to quick swap into our Steelix to try to debuff their attack. Debuff their defense. And that's exactly what happens, forcing them to use some energy here. Our opponent is able to take us out, but not before they're debuffed. And unfortunately for them, we do have the Altaria to farm down this Lantern. 1 Thunderbolt here will not KO. In fact, 2 Thunderbolts will not KO, and we just farm it down with the pressure of the Dragon Breath. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that with the Altaria in the back. So Steelix kind of working well right now, making a lot of trouble with the lead, either debuffing them or just straight up winning. All right, now we got a tricky situation. We have the Shadow Steelix versus the Talonflame here. Let's see if we can do something with the Steelix. Go for the Psychic Fang here. No shield, which is smart by my opponent. We're gonna shield right here. I'm gonna try to get to another Psychic Fang. Maybe we get a shield out of this situation. We were trying to switch out, but at this point, we're just going to allow them to win this here. And now we're gonna have to just tank a move. Our opponent here is at a move. We'll go with the Altaria. We tank a Fly. And now we just hope for the best. Ends up being the Lantern in the back. Lantern is going to be able to get to this Thunderbolt before we can reach our Moonblast. So we're going to shield here, looking for a potential debuff. Moonblast goes through. Let's see if they shield. They do end up shielding. We don't get the debuff, unfortunately, so this is going to be a hard game to win. They are able to take out our Altaria with the Surf, and now we got to hope that this Vigoroth can find like a... I don't even know what they can find in the bag that we can win at this health. Unfortunately, this Vigoroth will have to tank a big move here. Okay, yeah, it ends up being the Vigoroth on its own. So GG's to our opponent. Vigoroth, Lantern, and Talonflame. Makes sense. Unfortunately, not able to figure out that team here. We should have tried to catch the move with our Steelix, but we just couldn't get a good timing on it. All right, next, let's see. We got the Mantine versus the Steelix. So this kind of depends on if this Mantine is running the Water Pulse. So we're going to play it out. We're going to go for the Psychic Fang here, deep up their attack, deep up their defense, excuse me. And they have the Clocksire. So Clocksire here, kind of a core breaker, as it's going to do pretty decent against our Vigoroth. So we're just going to go ahead and debuff their defense and then go into our Altaria. Clocksire does have the Stone Edge coverage move. One Stone Edge did a significant amount of damage. We're going to shield right here to try to get as much farm as possible. We're going to throw this Sky Attack there to either get a shield or get the KO. So they do decide to let it go, and our opponent here is at the advantage. We had to invest a shield just to win that alignment, and our opponent here does throw a move. Do they have the Ice Beam? Yes, they do, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, we just wasted all that energy on our Steelix, and now we have to come back in with our Steelix, looking to get a good amount of farm to take into the back line. They go for another Ice Beam there, does some good neutral damage. We're going to go for this Psychic Fang here. Possible farm down opportunity. They actually just switch out. And now we have 2 shield versus 1 shield Vigoroth. This is not going to end well, unfortunately. So we needed to use this Altaria on the Swamper, but that Clocksire was kind of tricky for us to use. Our opponent here does end up getting to another Hydro Cannon here. Hydro Cannon is going to be able to take out the Vigoroth with some energy, and unfortunately just not enough health left to farm down this Swamper. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.